Everybody, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. You guys know we just got off of an almost 5-hour long live about Twitch, aka Stephen Twitch boss, and his wife, or his widowed wife, and her tell-all book that has caused outrage amongst Stephen's family and friends, girl. So if you missed all of that, get into all of that. We just got off that live stream. We're jumping right into an update regarding this lawsuit filed against P. Diddy and Jay-Z for allegedly raping a 37-year-old mother of 2 teddy bears who claims that she was abused by these 2 men in the year 2000 when she was 13 years of age, following the VMAs, which has already been factually debunked by Spiro. All right, so it's a lot going on, and we're going to get into all of it because we got new declarations, we have motions, we have memorandums of laws, we got all type of things going on, girl. All right, so we're going to get into the things of the things of the things. Before we do so, go ahead and thumbs up this video until it's absolutely stuck. Not only does thumbing up help with YouTube's algorithm, more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another country member and telling them to get their black asses into this damn sanctuary. Also, make sure that you guys have your notification bell set to all. And last but not least, please share the stream to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community or your Facebook, your MySpace, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you in fact leave the link. Maybe just let them whores know that we're live, and we're certainly in color. But no further ado, let's go ahead and push the hell on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to my baby daddy Todd, honey. He sent an old nasty piece of child support check for some coin for the double duty cooking today on period, honey. Todd also joined us, you guys, in the Twitch commentary. He specializes and has degrees in communication, baby. He was laying down some things over there on our commentary, child. So get into it. It was very, very, very riveting. You guys know that all donation information is in the description box below. And once again, please thumbs up the video. Will be, hold on, y'all. As you guys are coming in, whether you're a Bush baby, part of the replay gang, or you actively in these streets, baby, we need all the thumbs up because we're working our ass off. Okay, we are moving light speeds ahead of YouTube. They can't even keep up, baby. Okay, y'all, they ain't sending out notifications, baby. So we need all those thumbs up. We got my nigga Knockout in that building, and you know he be here, but he never really moderates. Okay, what's going on, Knockout? Mama, there goes that man. Oh my God, I'm gonna be off this live in an hour, probably at the longest. So I'll probably I'll just text you, chat. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Y'all thumbs up, child. What's going on, Sin? Hey everybody, what's going on? The Cat's Den. Hey Renee, hey everybody, what's going on, y'all? Hi, hey Auntie Trish, hey Boo, Happy New Year to everybody. Hey Phyllis, hey Rebecca. I'm just skimming through, y'all. If I don't get everybody, I'm just skimming through, child, speaking. All right, so let's get into this update, child, because I don't know how much we got to read. I have not pre-read any of these documents that we're about to get into right up here. So we're going to do all of that. What's going on, GK? Hey, Jenny. What's going on, Todd? Hey, y'all. Hey, Miss Mika. All right, you guys. So you guys already know that Jay-Z is in a extensive legal battle with Tony Buzbee over a amended complaint that accused him of raping a 13-year-old girl who's now a 37-year-old girl. All right. This case was really debunked almost 24 hours into the whole situation. Spiro did an amazing PowerPoint presentation breakdown during the press conference for the media as it relates to all of the facts around the events that followed the Video Music Awards. Okay, just to catch you guys up a little bit. He debunked the fact that this woman who alleged that she watched the ceremony on a Jumbotron did not in fact do that because MTV did not even have a permit to install a Jumbotron to stream the Video Music Awards ceremony on. Okay. You guys also know that she claimed she had a conversation with Diddy's driver. This also would have been impractical, considering that the limousine drivers are actually sectioned off. They actually await blocks away in a place that is secured by security guards and police officers, because obviously they are carrying and driving for high-end, high-profile individuals. All right, this is not accessible to the general public. All right. She also claims that she was assaulted at a residential property that had a U-shaped driveway and that was white. All right. There is no such residence that is owned or rented by Jay-Z or Diddy. And the alleged U-shaped property in question that might have been the property, which is in Alpine, New Jersey, which seemingly has a U-shaped driveway, is not of a white house. It's a brick and mortar mansion. And on top of that, Diddy did not even own this property until 2004, not the year 2000 nor the year 2003. Now, there have been other YouTubers who have attempted to force this story to fit. Tisha Tale is one of those individuals who has attempted to change this girl's whole age and scoot her situation up to 3 years later, making her 16, because some of the facts could work in a 2003 timeline. The issue with that is that the property in question did not exist, and Spiro proved that his client Jay-Z was hired to be at two different clubs where he was all night long, which was Club Twirl and Club Lotus. Okay, his client was never housed or hosted at a residential property, and that residential property that is in question did not even become owned or of interest to either one of the individuals until the year 2004, where Diddy purchased it. All right. Now, despite Tisha Tell attempting to make this timeline work, the accuser ain't paying her no goddamn attention, because she amended the complaint and doubled down for a second time that it was the year 2000. Okay, not 2003. So despite what in the hell other so-called YouTubers are doing, girl, to get their clicking views and to gaslight the public, baby, and to do clickbait, baby, the accuser disagrees, okay, with Tisha Tell, baby, okay? There's nothing to, in fact, see here. On top of that, she told a extraordinary tale that also doesn't make any goddamn sense at all, because this woman is so severely autistic that she described her condition as living inside of a ball that is on fire, and yet said in the same breath that she commuted from Rochester to Midtown, which is a 5.5-hour drive, by somebody who was grown enough to own a vehicle and have a license, who helped her to evade her parents' capture and to lie, and dropped a severely autistic 13-year-old female off in the middle of Times Square to help her illegally break into the Radio City Music Hall, and also claimed that that same woman is now dead conveniently. Okay, she would have been one of the two witnesses that could have corroborated that she at least did end up in Midtown. All right, to make matters even more worse, girl, the girl's father, or the woman's father, came forward and said, baby, he never picked this bitch up at no point in time from Midtown, Chi-Town, Chirac, girl. He did not commute at all over a 5.5-hour period to pick Little Miss Bugs Bunny foot up, girl. Okay, he has no memory recall of this, and that she didn't even share this until she told Tony Buzbee, which is very ironic, right? Because it could be the scheme that Little Miss Lopez and Tony Buzbee came back to us with, child. All right, all too convenient, girl. She says that when her father picked her up in the middle of the night, to make it even more bizarre, he asked her no goddamn questions. Didn't take her to a police station, a hospital. She never goes into detail about how she treated her injuries. If she had been brutally assaulted by two grown-ass men at 13 years of age, on top of already being impaired, baby, the injuries would have been profound. And yet she's got no medical treatment, and her father, aside from picking her up, didn't even ask her ass so much as to where she had been. Okay, there's nobody that can corroborate this. Even Benji Madden was who she claimed she spoke to at this after party, was not at a Diddy after party in the year 2000. He was on tour, girl. It's just a mess. All right. So the latest any updates, because you guys know that the judge chastised at Spiro for pretty much turning the damn docket into a jambalaya. He was throwing so much shit at the courts to get his client removed from this, considering the potential injuries this could have on Sean Carter, aka Beyonce's husband, BKA Jay-Z. He also got a little petty. So Miss Torres immediately put an objection to any ad hominem attacks Alex Spiro was using, and basically told him to pump his motherfucking brakes so that she can have an opportunity to actually deal with this case, because she's not opposed to dismissing it. But as long as he is motherfucking doing double dutch on the docket, baby, she ain't gonna have an opportunity to goddamn do that. Okay, Alex Spiro seemingly calmed the fuck down. He then sought permission to actually file a motion for dismissal, and Judge Torres actually granted him that. Now, Alex Spiro and Jay-Z are giving Tony Buzbee that motherfucking work now that they have gotten on the good side of the judge and has sought permission, and it has been granted by Judge Torres. All right. Something else that's been going on in this filing and litigation is that Jay-Z has wanted the identity of Little Miss Lopez revealed. The judge has stated that she, for right now, feels that it's in the best interest that Little Miss Lopez's identity remain concealed because of the nature of the allegations, which doesn't make them true or not, but just the nature of the allegations being grape is a sensitive matter, and the fact that this is a high-profile litigation. She feels like the case isn't even really far in enough to need Little Miss Lopez identity revealed. Also, I believe that the judge has seen a lot of the evidence for Jay-Z's defense, and more than likely knows that there is not anything worth pushing through to a trial, and it's just wanting both parties to go through the normal rigmarole to bring the case to a halt and a dismissal. So all of that is happening. All right. So Jay-Z attorney Alex Spiro filed motions for sanctions on today. Also a memorandum of law as well as a declaration. So what we're going to read first and foremost is the motion for dismissal. All right. And pretty much Alex Spiro was just copying and pasting because he did all this earlier on before the judge got in his ass. Now that the judge is not irritated and has given Alex Spiro permission to file away, he's just going back in to pretty much argue things he has already argued. So let me go ahead and pull up his motion for dismissal. You guys, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up as you guys are coming in. We need all the likes, all the likes, all the likes, all the likes from everybody. All right, notice of defendant Sean Carter's motion for sanctions and to strike the complaint pursuit. Okay, yeah, this is the motion for sanctions, girl. They want Tony Buzbee ambulance chasing ass sanctioned because he has just been a train wreck, okay? And Alex Spiro want the same judge to give Tony Buzbee that everlasting work for his bullshit. Okay, it reads, please take notice that upon accompanying the memorandum of law declaration of Alex Spiro and accompanying exhibits and any other arguments or materials that the court may consider before this motion is taken under submission by the court, defendant Sean Carter will move this court before the Honorable Annalisa Torres, okay, of said address here at a date and time to be determined by this court for an order for dismissing the plaintiff's amended complaint pursuant Rule 11 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. 2, imposing monetary sanctions on Tony Buzbee and the Buzbee law firm. 3, directing the parties to confer regarding a briefing schedule for the determination of Mr. Carter's reasonable attorney fees and costs. And 4, such other and further relief the court deems just and equitable, girl. All right. So for Alex Spiro, girl, wants Tony Buzbee and the Buzbee law firm to pay for all of the court expenses, girl, to pay all of his invoices. They also are moving for a total dismissal and such other and further relief of the court that deems appropriate. All right. baby, go for your stuff. Hey, hey, OG Patrice, hey, boo. All right, go for your shit, Addict Spiro, honey, baby. Get in Tony Buzbee's ass, girl, because Tony Buzbee has really turned the public off. A lot of his other foulings outside of Jay-Z, because, you know, he's representing a lot of Diddy accusers, have also been dismissed with prejudice because there are all type of technicalities and errors in his foulings, girl. So Tony Buzbee has put the blood, baby, in ambulance chasing attorney, girl, okay? He's also not only being sued by Jay-Z for extortion, he's being sued by 3 other former clients, all right? One client claiming that he ran off with 60% of his workers' comp check. Another client alleging that he beat the hell out of her in the lobby. And another client who is alleging that he gave her all type of bacterial vaginosis infections in her cooler box, girl. It's nasty work, baby. Nasty, nasty, nasty work, okay? We got a bit of a read here as it relates to... Let me see, there's a lot of pages, child. Hold on. All right, let's get into a preliminary statement. All right, defendant Sean Carter respectfully submits the memorandum of law in support of his motion for monetary sanctions against plaintiff's counsel, Tony Buzbee, and the Buzbee law firm, and to dismiss plaintiff's first amended complaint pursuant Rule 11C of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. While the allegations stated in the complaint in this case are gravely serious and injurious to Mr. Carter's hard-won reputation, many of them on their face strand the outer bounds of cruelty, and none of them appears to have been subjected to even the most rudimentary diligence by the filing attorney who initially signed his name to them and has since declined to withdraw them because the federal rules and professional ethics require more of a filing attorney. Mr. Carter now respectfully seeks appropriate sanctions, baby. So as Spiro was coming out swinging, baby, saying that this man did not do his due diligence, and there are ethical codes and there are initiatives that have a precedence amongst the courts and attorneys that demand that all attorneys make a genuine attempt to properly vet any case that they're going to bring before the courts. And that seemingly did not happen here, especially since Tony Buzbee told NBC, whom interviewed his client, Miss Jane Doe Lopez, who also told NBC that there are inconsistencies in her stories. She was guessing at times, and there are errors in her claims, all right? To attempt to clean up what his client did, he made matters even worse by telling NBC that he didn't even vet this client. She allegedly came from another law firm that Tony Buzbee still refuses to name. He refuses to give the name of the alleged off-duty cop that operates as a private investigator who allegedly checked out her claims. We know that did not happen, baby, because Alex Spiro would not have been able to debunk everything if there was any due diligence. And then, as a result of Jane Doe being a referral to Tony Buzbee's law firm, allegedly, Tony Buzbee said the only vetting he did was fucking interview her. He didn't check out the father. He didn't know that the father couldn't corroborate it. He didn't know that the bitch who took her allegedly to Midtown in her mind was a dead bitch. I mean, he just did nothing but simply, quote unquote, interview, which now is being argued, girl. It wasn't as much of an interviewing as it was a grooming session to get her to be weaponized by Tony Buzbee for an alleged shakedown against Jay-Z, girl. Okay? A hot motherfucking mess. Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11B requires every attorney who signs a complaint to certify that to the best of the person's knowledge, information, and belief formed after an inquiry reasonable under the circumstances, the factual contentions have evidentiary support, or if specifically so identified, will likely have evidentiary support after a reasonable opportunity for further investigation or discovery. As judges in this district and elsewhere have long held, plaintiffs may not file a complaint in this court without having made a reasonable investigation of the facts. And see here, case law. That rules accords with the rules of professional conduct, which prohibit an attorney from knowingly asserting material factual statements that are indeed false. NYR something conduct 3.1, statute 3.1, and from failing to correct a false statement of material fact or a law previously made to the tribunal by the lawyer. Those basic guardrails on litigation are critical to the integrity of the judicial process. Courts rely on attorneys to conduct a reasonable investigation into the facts alleged in a complaint to avoid wasting judicial and party resources litigating meritless claims, such as case law here. Rule 11 is aimed at curbing abuses of the judicial system. All right, case law all up in there. Moreover, in cases where the allegations assert outrageous or criminal conduct, an attorney's certification that the allegations are reasonable, supported by evidence, ensures that parties cannot improperly use statements in judicial filings, often shielded from defamation liability by the litigation privilege, to impugn the reputations of innocent people or attempt to extract unwarranted settlements. All right, case law all up and through, baby. Lay his ass out, Spiro. Lay him out, girl. Okay? Sanctions warranted where counsel in those case laws here maintained the lawsuit without any investigation, indicating broad strategy to use the burdens of litigation to extract settlements, even in frivolous or unmeritorious suits. Plaintiff's lead attorney Anthony Buzbee has violated Rule 11B by either knowingly making false allegations against Mr. Carter in the amended complaint, failing to conduct an adequate investigation into the complaint's factual allegations, or at minimum failing to withdraw the complaint once it became clear that numerous allegations in the complaint are false and the other allegations are therefore at least highly suspect. The first amended complaint alleges that following the year 2000 Video Music Award, plaintiff was drugged and raped at a celebrity party, but almost immediately after the FAC was filed, NBC News journalists determined that a number of allegations were either false or highly doubtful. For example, paragraph 44 of the complaint claims that the party occurred at a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway that was approximately 20 minutes from the VMAs by car, but photographs show that after the VMAs, Mr. Carter attended a party at Lotus, a nightclub in New York. Paragraph 660 states that after the alleged assault, plaintiff's father drove to pick her up, but her father has no recollection of doing so, despite the fact that it would have been a 10-hour drive round trip to retrieve his 13-year-old daughter from a random gas station. Go the fuck off, Spiro. NBC article at 7. Paragraph 46 states that plaintiff spoke to celebrities at the alleged party, but when journalists pressed her as to which celebrities she spoke with, she named a person who was in Chicago that evening performing a concert. Paragraph 40 states that plaintiff watched the VMAs on a Jumbotron. In fact, photographs from that evening show there was no Jumbotron, as New York City had denied MTV a goddamn permit. And the same paragraph says that plaintiff, quote, approached limousine drivers at the VMAs, but video shows that the limousine area was cordoned off by police and inaccessible to random ass fans like herself. By any objective measure, the fact that nearly every step in plaintiff's narrative, from her arrival at the VMAs to her interactions with the limousine driver and celebrities to the ride with her father, turns out to be false or highly unlikely, casts considerable doubt on plaintiff's allegation that Mr. Carter raped her, which he did not. Confronted with those glaring red flags, a competent and ethical attorney would have not only omitted the many erroneous allegations from the complaint, but also completed a thorough and careful vetting of the core assault allegation before affixing his or her signature to the complaint. Abiding by the ethical duty was especially important here, given the defamatory character of the assault allegation and the near certainty that the complaint would generate massive publicity in light of the identity of the defendant, inflicting irreparable reputational harm and forcing him to explain to his own children that he had falsely been accused of assaulting a child. Alex Spiro, baby, if you don't work, bitch, you better work. You better work, bitch. Okay? And conducting a thorough inquiry is particularly critical, whereas here the plaintiff has no corroborating witness for her account and claims that she did not tell a soul about the incident at any point in the last quarter century. Oh, God. Father God, including her own father, who supposedly picked her up. All right. Case law here, where counsel must rely on his client, he has an obligation to question him thoroughly, not accepting his version on faith alone. Okay, these are all precedents in the court of law. But it appears that Mr. Buzbee instead failed to conduct any such inquiry, that a reporter was able to undercut almost all of the goddamn events of plaintiff's narrative just 5 days after the FAC was filed, only highlights the complete lack of investigation undertaken by her own attorneys. A simple call to the father, a review of publicly available video footage and photos from the night at and after the VMAs, or a review of publicly available property records would have quickly revealed the implausibility of her allegations. But no. Mr. Buzbee has all but admitted that he declined to undertake such a basic investigation. When confronted even by NBC News journalists with this series of false allegations in the complaint, Mr. Buzbee sought to cover for his utter lack of diligence by claiming his client would undergo a polygraph examination, an offer he seems to have abandoned since making it weak. Girl, snap. Snap, Alex Spiro. Baby, Alex motherfucking Spiro is snapping. Baby, he is but go the fuck off, Spiro. Making it weeks ago, and we got to deal with that. Where is the polygraph test, Tony Buzbee? Once again, a bunch of yabba dabba doing, throwing shit out there, while also knowing that a polygraph test is not even admissible in the court of damn law. So it wouldn't even fucking matter if she had taken one. All right, but where are the results? Hey, Auntie Deb, where are the motherfucking results of the polygraph test? Where's the polygraph test, Tony Buzbee? It goes on to say, and he passed the buck, stating that another unnamed firm had vetted the allegations and that the Buzbee law firm would continue to vet plaintiff's claims and collect corroborating data to the extent it exists. That is entirely improper. It was Mr. Buzbee's responsibility to conduct a factual investigation into the allegations before he signed the complaint, not afterward, and he cannot evade that core ethical responsibility by relying on the work of other attorneys who did not sign the pleadings and are not associated with his firm. Because you got to think about it, y'all. Isn't it a goddamn reason they passed on the motherfucking lawsuit to this dude? If they had a viable case, you think they would have passed off their cash cow and their opportunity to make big bank to another damn law firm when they keep their lights on by handling viable cases? If a whole other law firm knew better than to represent this lady, why the hell would you take her? Oh, you would take her because allegedly you only meant to use her as a money grab. In the words of Nicki Minaj, baby, you never thought the Grand Dame would take it this far. You never thought Jay-Z would take it this far, baby. You were only opt when Jay-Z ass pulled that reverse Uno and sued the shit out of your ass for extortion. You were only opt, girl, when Jay-Z was not quick, girl, to be so unconfident in himself and not so pressed about his public image that, girl, he was taking your ass to motherfucking task, baby. No, he want that smoke, girl. He want Little Miss Anonymity's identity, baby. Okay? He can prove, baby, where he was and was not at that time, baby. Okay? The allegation alone is so factually unfactual, baby, that they don't even actually need her damn identity in order to render his innocence. However, like I told y'all before, I think he wants her identity because they plan on countersuing this bitch. And they should, just out of principle. All right? It goes on to read, Rule 11 imposes on any party who signs a pleading motion or other paper whether the party's signature is required by the rule or is provided voluntarily an affirmative duty to conduct a reasonable inquiry into the facts and the law before filing. Emphasis added. Moreover, although Mr. Buzbee claimed in his statement to the journalist that his firm had interrogated plaintiff intensely, she admitted to the journalist that she had made some mistakes and was guessing about key details, serious problems with her account that Mr. Buzbee would have uncovered had his firm actually interrogated plaintiff. Instead of conducting a thorough investigation, Mr. Buzbee filed a complaint setting forth one of the most serious allegations of criminal conduct imaginable, with an accompanied publicity campaign on social media and elsewhere, based on an uncorroborated claim of assault that relied on an easily disprovable factual narrative. And inexplicably, even though the NBC news story was published over 3 weeks ago, Mr. Buzbee has taken no action to withdraw a complaint that contains provably false goddamn statements. Baby. None of this is acceptable for a member of the bar of this court or any other court. That is perhaps why Mr. Buzbee has not obtained admission pro hac vice, despite having signed numerous pleadings and other filings in the 2.5 months since signing the original complaint. Indeed, although Mr. Buzbee advised the court on December 20th that he was admitted to practice in the Eastern District of New York and intended to apply for reciprocal admission to the Southern District, he has not even sought interim admission pro hac vice while his application is pending, despite signing more filings over the ensuing weeks. My God, baby, it's the gathering for me. It's the iconic, legendary corporate gathering of the facts, baby, for me, baby. See, this is what happens, baby. Okay. See, I told Alex Spiro, girl, okay, you got to calm down, baby. It's enough facts here, baby, to overwhelm the fact that your client is in fact innocent, baby. This is one of the situations where you don't need the extra shit. You don't need the spice, baby. Just lay the facts, baby. Stick to the motherfucking facts, baby. You got this, baby. Okay, now Alex Spiro is in his bag, bitch. Now he's in his lawyering bag, girl. And there are some YouTubers who are mad about it, bitch. They are so mad, baby. They so mad that not everybody is narrative driven. They so mad that everybody's not emotional. They are so mad, baby, that people are mature enough to isolate and go case by case with situations. They so mad, baby, that we are able to find Jay-Z innocent in this case based upon the facts. And then go into another case where he may be factually goddamn guilty regarding paternity tests and shit and say he's innocent, baby, okay? Some of these YouTubers, baby, they want cult followers, baby. They want to be cult leaders, child, okay? And they don't have the opportunity, girl, to sit their emotions aside and to be integral, girl, and to deal with the actuality of things, baby. It's so sickening. It's so sickening. Whether that reflects an improper effort to avoid the jurisdiction of this court or just a failure to act with anything approaching reasonable diligence, it enforces the a property of imposing sanctions here, given the horrific nature of the allegations in the FAC every day. This inadequately vetted complaint remains on the docket, causes extraordinary harm to Mr. Carter, his family, his business, and his employees, especially when a complaint alleges violent, felonious conduct that is defamatory per se. Attorneys should not be permitted to destroy a person's reputation by alleging facts without a sufficient investigation or by failing to withdraw those allegations once it is clear that they are false or exceedingly unlikely to be true. Mr. Carter respectfully requests that the court vindicate Rule 11 by immediately dismissing the FAC against Mr. Carter and imposing an appropriate monetary sanction or fee award against Mr. Buzbee and the Buzbee law firm. On September 17th of 2024, federal prosecutors unsealed an indictment against Sean Combs for racketeering and other offenses related to sexual misconduct, none of which involved Mr. Carter. Shortly after Mr. Buzbee published a 1-800 hotline for potential plaintiffs seeking to sue Mr. Combs for abuse, just 2 weeks later, Mr. Buzbee stated in a press conference that more than 3,000 individuals had contacted him via the hotline, claiming to have been victimized by Mr. Combs. And for all we know, Little Miss Lopez was one of them motherfuckers. Mr. Buzbee further stated that he was already representing 120 plaintiffs who intended to bring civil claims against Mr. Combs. Y'all thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. No, baby, all this paperwork ain't just motherfucking paperwork. All this is a battle for a man's freedom, and paperwork is required to establish to the judge that a motherfucker either needs to be implemented in the crime or be released from the allegation said of. This is a court. What else is supposed to be happening here? It's supposed to be paperwork. And convincing paperwork, baby. Okay? When y'all ass go to file y'all workers' comp, and for that little fender bender that you want a little money from, or your little small claims issue with the bitch who didn't give you your Big Mac on time and overcharge you for them plastic ass French fries, baby, you're gonna be filing motherfucking paperwork as well. But it's paperwork. Oh yeah, baby, this is the paperwork game. This is the court system, baby. Ain't nothing supposed to be going on in this motherfucker but paperwork. Okay? The sequence alone strongly suggests that Mr. Buzbee's vetting of claims was grossly deficient. In assuming Mr. Buzbee set up the hotline on the same day that Mr. Combs' indictment was unsealed, the sheer number of calls that Mr. Buzbee allegedly received within the 2 weeks between the unsealing and the October 1st press release indicates that Mr. Buzbee could not possibly have vetted every caller's allegations to the extent necessary to establish their veracity before signing up 120 of them as plaintiffs. Goddamn, baby. 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 Alex Spiro ain't just blowing the smoke out of Jay-Z shit, baby. Baby. He blowing the damn 120 candles left regarding even the motherfuckers against Diddy, baby. Alex Spiro ass is here for the blood, man. He wants blood out of Buzbee ass. But within weeks of his press conference and in an apparent rush to be the first attorney to get claims on file against Mr. Combs, Mr. Buzbee filed 15 lawsuits on behalf of individuals who contacted him via the hotline in this court alone. In addition to those 15 lawsuits, Mr. Buzbee has also filed the original complaint in this case on October 20th of last year. That complaint alleged that Mr. Combs, along with another unnamed male celebrity, raped plaintiff at a party hosted by Mr. Combs following the VMAs on September 7th of the year 2000, while a female celebrity watched. In a letter dated November the 5th and in subsequent telephone conversations, Mr. Buzbee threatened to go public with false and defamatory allegations that Mr. Carter was the other male celebrity who had raped plaintiff and that he had raped another minor unless Mr. Carter agreed to pay an exorbitant sum in private mediation. Mr. Buzbee ominously threatened to take a different course if Mr. Carter did not commit to the mediation within a mere 2 weeks. Unable to extract a payment from Jay-Z for the false allegation, Mr. Buzbee then filed the FAC on December 8th, adding Mr. Carter as a defendant which has now come to light, having undertaken even the most basic investigation of the allegation. Go to fuck off. The FAC alleges that on or around September 7th of the year 2000, a friend drove plaintiff from her home to Radio City Music Hall to attend the VMAs, where she remained outside and watched the event on a Jumbotron. During the VMAs, plaintiff determined to get into the VMAs or an after party allegedly spoke with numerous limousine drivers to talk her way in until she spoke with a driver who informed her that she fit what Diddy was looking for. When the VMAs ended, the FAC claims that the same driver took plaintiff to a party hosted by Mr. Combs at a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway and a large living room or foyer. At the party, the FAC alleges plaintiff recognized many celebrities, which she told the NBC News journalists included musicians Fred Durst and Benji Madden, amongst others. The FAC then recites the same rape allegation as the original complaint and alleges that the previously unnamed male celebrity who also assaulted her was Mr. Carter. It states that following the alleged assault, plaintiff ran out of the house, passing numerous celebrities and other individuals on the way to a gas station while she called her father, admitted that she had lied about her whereabouts and asked him to pick her up. Plaintiff's father then purportedly arrived to pick her up shortly before dawn. On December 13th of 2024, plaintiff sat for an interview with NBC. That interview exposed that plaintiff had not, prior to that point, faced any meaningful scrutiny of her factual account. Baby. In response to questioning from NBC, plaintiff confirmed that many of the FAC's allegations did not correspond with basic known and readily ascertainable realities. For example, NBC reported that photos of Mr. Carter from the night in question show him at Lotus, a nightclub, not a private residence. Other photos from that evening also show Mr. Combs with his then girlfriend, the musician and actress Jennifer Lopez, at 2 different establishments, Lotus and Twirl, neither of which was a large residence with a U-shaped driveway. Plaintiff also claimed with certainty that she spoke with musician Benji Madden at the alleged party about his tattoo, The Last Supper. She supposedly remembers this interaction with clarity because she has a religious background, so it was something to talk about. But Mr. Madden was not in the state of New York. His representative told NBC that he did not attend the VMAs and in fact was on tour in the Midwest with his band, Good Charlotte. Plaintiff also asserted that when she could not gain entry into the VMAs on the night in question. Now, let me say this, because I did hear somebody say that the Benji Madden's representative may have gotten it incorrect because his tour started, bless me, I think in August or whatever, or started at some point where it could have been possible that he was at this party. The reason why it doesn't motherfucking matter if he was in New York actually or not is because, baby, there was no U-shaped driveway residence in question, seeing that both Diddy and Jay-Z were at clubs the night following the year 2000, not at any private residence. Okay? So either way, Benji Madden did not happen. It did not motherfucking happen because the home in question did not exist and Jay-Z and Diddy were not factually at any goddamn residential area or establishment. Plaintiff also asserted that when she could not gain entry into the VMAs on the night in question, she watched the award show on a Jumbotron outside. Photographs and video, however, confirmed that no Jumbotron existed as the city of New York denied MTV's permit request for one, and that when picking up or dropping off celebrities, limousines were cordoned off by police barricades inaccessible to fans. And mind you, this ain't just a typical fan. This is a severely autistic 13-year-old girl who some people, including Tony Buzbee, Tisha Tale, and somebody named Morad on YouTube want y'all to believe had enough mobility in her being and capability as a 13-year-old severely autistic girl who describes her condition as living inside of an inescapable ball with fire on the inside, navigated Times Square at the height of the day because the VMAs were going all about, and successfully got through major security, barricades, the whole nine, when more than likely she had to be unpacked out of the damn vehicle. Okay, yet alone was able to go without notice. And considering that Eminem performed outside the Radio City Music Hall award show that night, there should be enough photographs and video evidence to show Little Miss Lopez somewhere, baby, okay, pushing through and fro the Radio City Music Hall. And yet Tony Buzbee nor Miss Lopez, despite the fact that she admits that she basically stayed outside the Radio Music City Hall looking at the event from outside the club at the Jumbotron that didn't exist, and don't have a single piece of footage or photo, as much photograph and video evidence as there is available, as much paparazzi as there is available, that she cannot be identified, baby. Cannot be identified in their situation. Okay, and I don't know how confused you are not my business. Okay, you probably need to live up to your name, my business, baby. Okay, and actually mind your goddamn business, because this is YouTube. But where Addict Spiro is saying all this at is in court, bitch. Okay, get it together, Miss Love. Okay, just because you don't have no evidence to support this bitch's claim, baby, you got to go take that up with her. You got to take that up with her attorney that did not represent her, baby. Okay, baby, y'all just be projecting and be so mad when y'all cannot make fetch happen, baby. Okay, you need to actually go mind your damn business, sugar. Because y'all really be mad at the facts. And I be gagging that y'all be mad the fuck damn down, baby. Okay, y'all be pressed, girl. Y'all would have us thinking that y'all was low pass, girl. If I didn't know better, I would think Tisha Tail ass was the one sitting in the goddamn electric scooter in front of them NBC talking about she believe in advocating for her damn self, girl. Is that Tisha Tail in the scooter? Is that Tisha Tail shadow girl? Okay, was that Tisha Tail sitting in the big wheel, baby, talking to the goddamn news reporter of NBC, girl? Okay, girl, is Tisha Tail double playing on our head top sugar? Baby, a hot motherfucking mess, girl. It goes on to read that all of this would have caused any reasonable attorney to put the brakes on filing an inflammatory complaint and to conduct a more thorough investigation into plaintiff's allegations. Such an investigation would have immediately led the attorney to the FAC's only identified witness of the alleged events, plaintiff's father. And even a brief call to him would have revealed, as the NBC News journalist immediately found out, that he was entirely unaware of the assault until the week he was interviewed and had no recollection, my God, of picking his daughter up at the gas station. Given that plaintiff and her father were living in Rochester at the time, a 5-hour drive to New York City, it is unlikely that he would have ever forgotten about the incident if it had actually occurred. He said so himself, quote, "I feel like I would remember that, and I don't. That's something that would definitely stick to my mind." Though he recalled an instance where he picked her up in the middle of the night, he remembers it as a local drive, baby, not one across 5 goddamn New York tri-states and bureaus, bitch. Uncovering these serious problems with the claim would not have taken a competent and ethical attorney much time. NBC journalists identified the complaint's factual inaccuracies only 5 days after the FAC was filed. But despite engaging in maximalist efforts to solicit new clients through his 1-800 hotline and extract an outsized payment from Mr. Carter under threat of taking a different course if he did not acquiesce, Mr. Buzbee did not apply the same vigor to actually testing the specific allegations of plaintiff's case. Indeed, although Mr. Buzbee claims that his firm will, quote, continue to vet his client's allegations. Who does that? That is a sickening point. I know that Tony Buzbee knows he fucked up. But as I said before, Tony Buzbee, in my opinion, is a full-blown goddamn narcissist, and he's out of his motherfucking mind. And what I know universally about all narcs, baby, both covert, overt, and malignant, baby, is that, baby, right, wrong, or indifferent, bitch, they gonna die on that goddamn hill, girl. Okay? Baby, they are going to die on the hill of foolery and buffoonery. The fact that he even admitted that they have to continue to vet her case is an admission that he operated with salaciousness and raggedness to begin with. And once again, all of the data is really in that admission, because what it tells us is that this was never meant to be an actual litigation. The reason why Tony Buzbee did not vet his client outside of interviewing her, did not do all the work that the NBC journalists did within 30 minutes to find out all the inconsistencies, guessing, and errors that the client herself agreed to were errors, inconsistencies, and guessing, tells us that this was all meant to be a shakedown to begin with. That's why he didn't bother doing the work. That's why he didn't vet the bitch who drove her 5.5 hours across town. That's why he has not sought no surveillance. That's why there has been no motherfucking integral, thorough investigation done by Tony Buzbee and the law firm, and they have to, quote, continue. And that's the thing about it, Elijah. Tisha Tail tried to move lines and make the father mentally disabled. It's crazy. Because even the plaintiff, right, doesn't even agree with Tisha Tails. This woman not only said this was the year 2000 in her original complaint, she doubled down a second time, despite everything Tisha Tail had to put out to help her to make fetch happen, and yet still doubled down in her amended complaint against Jay-Z with the year 2000, and then turned around and triple doubled down, despite everything Tisha Tail tried to help her with by doing those live streams and said to NBC before the world that it was in fact the year 2000. And the reason why Little Miss Anonymity is not going to change the year is because she is telling y'all in her delusion and her lie that she saw Eminem perform outside the Radio City Music Hall, which only happened once in history, which was the year 2000. That's why she can't change the year to 2003. That's why she can't be 16 in her timeline, because she has already made Eminem's performance a landmark in her experience. Oh my God. Like, these people really be, I just be like, are these people okay? Like, is Tisha Tell and Morad and the rest of these damn, are they goddamn okay? Like, this is not rocket science. And the fact that these people need a goddamn click and a view this bad is like literally, this is mental illness. Okay, Tisha Tell talking about the father, like, bitch, you, girl, are you in a scooter? Okay, girl, how big was your bus to school? Okay, how many seats were on that bus, baby? Because I can imagine, baby, it was only 4 good rows on that bus, baby. Okay, Tisha Tell, girl, like, does she plug her ass up to a damn USB charger after she done, girl? Like, is she AI, bitch? I don't motherfucking know. Okay, but like, it can't be that folk are this goddamn desperate. It just can't be, girl. It's not that deep to be a YouTuber, baby. I don't give a damn, baby. Ain't no click in the view that deep. Ain't no click in a view, baby, is that fucking deep, baby, that you gonna trade out your intellect, you gonna trade out your common sense, and you gonna absolutely pedestalize your imagination, baby, for a Google AdSense check. By God, today, girl, and got the audacity to be talking about if the father mentally ill, bitch, you are a part of the Lopez lineage. You are a part of Little Miss Lopez lineage, girl. Okay, girl, you about as special as you want the damn father. At least the father is integral enough to say, baby, ain't no such goddamn thing happen, child. Okay, his daughter is on the line, and yet he did not goddamn fold. And despite the fact that everybody in the situation, including the father, is saying it did not happen, girl, you got the Tisha Tells of YouTube, baby, out here, baby, trying to force they size 15s into an 8 shoe, baby. Into an 8 shoe, girl. Big toe busting out of the goddamn seams. Busting out of the damn seam, girl. Okay? Tony Buzbee is an ambulance chaser, and Tisha Tell is an ambulance chasing ass content creator, baby. Tony Buzbee is an ambulance chasing ass attorney, and Tisha is an ambulance chasing, and she ain't the only one, baby. She ain't the only one, baby. Okay? She ain't the only one, girl. She got her male counterparts also up here, girl, in the sunken place, baby. Okay, lost in the goddamn sauce of it all, child. A hot fucking mess, all right? And I don't even think we've had an opportunity to talk about this case as a community, so I may drop the link after this. Okay, I may just drop the link, okay? The memorandum or whatever this hell is goes on to say that, oh, wait, I missed this whole part. Oh, plaintiff cannot rely on her father as an outcry witness, as she claims she did not tell him what occurred when he picked her up the evening. This piece of her story, too, is incredible. She contends that even though her father drove 5 hours from Rochester to New York in the middle of the night to pick up his 13-year-old daughter, the two drove home in silence, and he did not ask her what happened and did not ask her what she did or where she was. Mr. Buzbee conduct in this case is consistent with his approach. And this is the part that y'all don't make the Tisha Tells of the community do. Y'all don't make her do the work. Y'all don't say, hey, okay, in your mind, just like in Lil Miss Lopez's mind, this happened. But can you explain why, if it happened, even if you're going to say, okay, the father is slow, that's why he can't recall. But if he's slow, he gave those recessive ass genes to Lil Miss Lopez, who identifies as a autistic woman living like that of a person inside of a inescapable ball that's on goddamn fire. But yet you can believe what comes out of her non-credible mouth, despite the fact that she admits that she lied to her parents, tried to illegally break into an award ceremony, and then jumped her ass into random cars with men all up and through the night of the VMAs in the year 2000, and yet you still approach her as credible. When at one point did this woman show any line of credibility when she's admitting that even as a 13-year-old girl, she was about that damn life and for the goddamn streets in the practice of deceiving and manipulating her father, who she admits she lied to when she allegedly caught him from the gas station in her damn brain? Why is there not a specific emphasis, okay, on all of this in this case? Why don't the public make the Tisha Tales, okay, her and her male delusional counterparts, say, okay, sit everything aside, baby. Let's say you believe Lil Miss Lopez. You also not gonna indict her on her buffoonery, her criminality, the fact that she was trying to be a slick ass 13-year-old, the fact that she knew how to lie to her parents, the fact that she tried to illegally break into a whole goddamn facility. None of that matters, baby. But yet she is credible girl. Take all that, baby. That's not the way that a jury works, baby. Okay, we don't do no assumptions, and we believe in the facts. Okay, you don't believe no motherfucker just for the sake of believing no motherfucker. All right, not in a integral courtroom, whether it's the court of public opinion or the court of goddamn law. But how do you explain if you choose to believe this? You're telling me that you believe, because what you would have to be willing to admit you believe too is that you believe the father was loving enough to get in his station wagon and drive over 5.5 hours there and back to pick up his autistic 13-year-old daughter, who probably can't even wipe herself on her own, yet alone have commits to this extraordinary adventure that Sunday night. But you will also have to admit that you believe that the same father that loved her enough to pick her up, loved her enough to commute all across town and then back, got a hold of his daughter and didn't ask her a single goddamn question. Didn't chastise her, didn't argue with her, didn't cuss her ass out. And this is what she admits. You ain't got to believe him. This is what she said happened, since you believe what comes out of her mouth. And you would be willing to believe that a father loved her enough to use his gas and his good spare tires, girl, to put that 10-hour drive on the shallowness and fragility of backup tires, baby. But yet was not cognitive enough, was not decent enough, was not concerned enough to ask her a single goddamn question at all. According to Lil Miss Lopez, girl, utter and complete silence. Her father didn't even ask her ass as much as to where she had been and what the hell she had did. How you make that make sense then? How do you make that make sense? I want the best make it make sense that can be made sense of. He loved her enough to pick her up and back. Didn't love her ass enough to ask her any significant, obvious parental question under said circumstances. Did not take her ass to a hospital. Did not even report her missing, for God's sake. She had been missing for over 10 hours. She had been missing for 10 hours. This severely autistic woman was missing as a 13-year-old girl for 10 plus hours, and her daddy was home goddamn sleep and did not even know she was not on the property, baby. For a whole 10 hours, girl. Okay, did not as much as report her ass missing or nothing. And then to make matters worse, you're telling me that it also makes sense that when she got to the gas station and was allowed to call the father due to the courtesy and kindness of a clerk at the gas station, that he did not then ask to speak to the adult at the gas station to ensure that at the very least his daughter would be watched and observed and cared for as he was on his way to the gas station. Neither did he call the authorities to have them pick her up from that gas station and take her to safety to ensure that she had not made another dumbass decision as she awaits for her father at a random gas station for another 5 hours. And then telling me that he forgot because he's slow. Girl, you know what, y'all? You know what? You know what, girl? Baby, I don't know who y'all playing with for 2025, bitch. I have no idea who the fuck y'all playing with, baby. But let me tell y'all what y'all not gonna, bitch. Y'all ain't gonna play, bitch. Y'all not gonna play with me. But I don't know, baby. Whatever the hell has created this delusional shift in the world, girl, that got folk out here playing with folk brains like this, bitch. Baby, I rebuke you in the name of everything that is unholy and high, baby. Oh, I said unholy, baby. Everything that is holy and high. Everything that is unholy is rebuked by the holiest, baby. Because this is bitchcraft at its goddamn highest, baby. And y'all should be offended. Y'all should be in those comment sections, baby, protesting. Y'all should be hitting those links to make folk do the work. Y'all should be emboldened enough, baby, to call people out on they fuck shit. Because, baby, this ain't gonna end until there is a digital boycott. The level of delusionment and misinformation that content creators intentionally participate in under the guise that these are the facts is insane. And there be no accountability, baby. This is outrageous. Outrageous behavior. Outrageous behavior, okay? It goes on to say, Mr. Buzbee's conduct in this case is consistent with his approach to pursuing high-profile lawsuits. In a recent documentary entitled The Downfall of Diddy, Inside the Freak-Offs, he acknowledged to reporters that criticism that he puts enough embarrassing things in a firm will continue to vet his client's allegations. He appeared to admit to NBC that his firm failed to conduct any investigation into the merits of plaintiff's claims in the first place. It would have been simple to call plaintiff's father, review publicly available property records, or use a search engine even to find photographs and videos of the VMAs from the night in question. But Mr. Buzbee apparently did not undertake even these basic steps. Instead of providing any justifiable basis for this complete failure to comply with Rule 11, Mr. Buzbee has sought to shirk his Rule 11 obligations and foist blame onto another law firm, telling NBC, quote, Jane Doe's case was referred to our firm by another who vetted it prior to sending it to us. He also attempted to make up for his own lack of diligence by volunteering that his client will undergo a polygraph examination. But despite his routine social media updates about this case, he has been notably silent about whether plaintiff has sat for the test or what the results in fact were. Following the publication of NBC's article on December 13th, Mr. Carter filed a pre-motion letter informing the court that his intention to immediately file for sanctions to dismiss plaintiff's FAC and requesting that the court shorten Rule 11's 21-day safe harbor period to 1 day in light of the extraordinary and ongoing reputational harm inflicted by the complaint's false allegation of sexual assault. 4 days later, Mr. Carter served a copy of his motion on Mr. Buzbee and all counsel of record via email. Though the court denied Mr. Carter's request to shorten the filing deadline, it permitted him to file this motion in compliance with the rule's safe harbor period. Since December of 17th, Mr. Buzbee has not sought to withdraw the FAC during the 21-day safe harbor period provided by Rule 11. Okay, here's the legal standard, child. To ensure lawyers do not file baseless harassing complaints, Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11 provides by presenting to the court a pleading, an attorney certifies that the best of the person's knowledge, information, and belief formed after an inquiry reasonable under the circumstances, the factual contentions have evidentiary support, or if specifically so identified will likely have evidentiary support after a reasonable opportunity to further investigation of discovery, baby. You cannot just file frivolous ass lawsuits and not motherfucking do your due diligence. That's not what the courts are for. Okay, the argument that the court should impose Rule 11 sanctions for Mr. Buzbee's filing of the amended complaint or refusal to withdraw it. Mr. Buzbee signed an FAC containing extraordinarily serious and defamatory claims against Mr. Carter because so much of the narrative set out in the complaint is demonstrably false and other allegations are highly unlikely. It is clear that Mr. Buzbee either knowingly filed a false complaint or failed to conduct a reasonable inquiry into the factual allegations. Mr. Buzbee all but admitted that he failed to vet the complaint and was still searching for corroboration of the allegations, casting the blame on an unnamed law firm that referred him the case. Yet weeks after the interview aired, Mr. Buzbee has failed to withdraw the FAC or even move for admission pro hac vice, underscoring that he had simply ignored the basic ethical responsibilities required of a lawyer practicing in this goddamn case. Rule 11 imposes an affirmative ongoing duty on lawyers to conduct a reasonable inquiry into the facts and the law before filing, such as case law here. The duty serves to twin or sanction here or procedure here. The duty serves the twin goals of deterrence against baseless filings and the curbing of abuses, as in case laws, all listed there. Rule 11 is to deter baseless filings in district court and streamline the administration and procedure of the federal courts. As such, an attorney's signature on a filing denotes merit and sends a message to the district court that this document is to be taken seriously. When an attorney learns after filing a complaint that the factual assertions are false, Rule 11 and the rules of professional conduct mandate withdrawal of the claim. See here in case law there. ABA Model Rules of Professional Conduct, Rules 3.1, a lawyer shall not bring or defend a proceeding or assert or controvert an issue therein unless there is a basis in law and fact for doing so that is not frivolous. Here it is clear from easily ascertainable information and numerous allegations in the complaint are false or highly doubtful. By all indications, Mr. Buzbee did not conduct a reasonable investigation into the facts before signing the complaint, including the court allegation of sexual assault. First paragraph's photos obtained by NBC from the evening in question make plaintiff's allegations implausible in the extreme. According to the FAC, the assault occurred at a party hosted by Mr. Combs in a private residence, but NBC report that photos of Mr. Carter from that evening show him at a party at a completely different location, the now closed Lotus nightclub in New York City. The FAC's description of the location where the party and purported assault occurred, a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway, which included a large living room or foyer, and a hallway containing several rooms off of it, including a bedroom, bears no resemblance to the location or venue of the party where Mr. Carter was photographed that night. Moreover, Mr. Buzbee made clear in a statement to NBC that plaintiff does not claim the assault occurred at Lotus nightclub. To make matters even worse. Wow. Second, the FAC's account of what happened. Damn. Oh, baby, the way that I like the way that Spiro did that. Goddamn. I love the way that he did that, baby. Teacher Tell makes me feel like she is sitting at a round table with Buzbee, the government, and Diddy's disgruntled employees. The way she narrates, I'm almost 100% convinced that she is plugged in, baby. Into her imagination, just like Miss Lopez, baby. That's where the hell she wished she was, but that is where the hell she be in her mind, baby, at a round table with the damn Illuminati. Second, the FAC's account of what happened at the party before the alleged assault crumbled under even surface level scrutiny. The FAC alleges that upon arriving at the party, plaintiff encountered many celebrities in a large living room or foyer of the house, but when asked about whom she spoke with, she named Biggie Matt in a conversation that supposedly struck her in her mind. We already been through this. The entire exchange, however, was pure fiction. Mr. Madden did not attend the VMAs and was not at any party that evening and was not even in the state of New York at all. He was halfway across the country on tour with his band Good Charlotte in the Midwest, performing a concert in Chicago on the evening of the VMAs, a fact that a Google search would have revealed in less than a minute. A competent lawyer would have asked the question, whom did you speak with at the party during the first substantive substantive discussion with plaintiff about her claim and then undertaken an effort to confirm those individuals were at the very least indeed in New York that evening. But Mr. Buzbee apparently did not even bother to take that simple first step to investigate the claim before assigning his name to a pleading accusing another person of a serious criminal offense. This is not how lawyers are supposed to conduct themselves. Third, Mr. Buzbee evidently did not even contact the one witness that he both knew about and had access to, the plaintiff's goddamn father, who was more than willing to discuss the matter with NBC News. And when he spoke with NBC, he disputed a critical element of plaintiff's story, how she got home. The FAC alleges that after the purported assault, plaintiff ran to a gas station, called her father, admitted that she had lied about her whereabouts, and asked him to pick her up, after which he had arrived to pick her up shortly before dawn, and the two drove home in complete silence. When asked about that claim, however, plaintiff father told NBC that he has no memory of this drive ever happening, even though it would have involved a 10-hour round trip to pick up his 13-year-old daughter from a random gas station. And like virtually any other parent, he was confident that he would not have forgotten such an incident. Quote, I feel I would remember that, It is extremely unlikely that Mr. Buzbee had spoken with plaintiff's father as part of a reasonable inquiry into the claim. The FAC would have alleged that he picked her up. The logical takeaway is that Mr. Buzbee elected to file the FAC without even finding out whether the only identifiable witness apart from the anonymous female celebrity could confirm plaintiff's story. Fourthly, the FAC contains other allegations refuted by publicly available sources. For example, it contains that plaintiff watched the VMAs from the outside radio Music City Hall on a jumbotron and spoke to limousine drivers to try to talk her way into the event or a later party. But photographs established that no such jumbotron existed, and NYPD confirmed that MTV's permit request was denied by the city of New York. And if plaintiff had been outside the VMAs as she claims, there was no way she could have approached the celebrity limousines because they were only outside of the Radio City Music Hall briefly for celebrity pickup and drop off, and in any event were separated from fans by police barricades, as publicly available video of the event shows. Now, this is good damn lawyering, baby, because for Spiro to have checked out every bit of this bitch's story, including the jumbotron girl, this is why you got to give it to lawyers, baby, because the level of nosy is incredible, baby. The fact that he even went to corroborate if a jumbotron existed, girl. He was on her ass. On her ass, baby. Okay? Woo child. And if plaintiff had been outside the VMAs as she claims, there was no way she could have approached celebrity limousines because they were only outside of the okay, drop off any event was separated by blah, 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 blah. The FAC also describes a house with a U-shaped driveway located within 20 minutes of Radio City Music Hall, but public property records confirm that Mr. Combs did not own a residence at the time that matches his description. All of this information was in the public record before Mr. Buzbee signed the FAC. The fact that he chose to include each of this demonstratively incorrect facts in the complaint demonstrates that he felt to undertake inquiries to locate the publicly available record, photos, and videos that believe these allegations before filing suit. The unethical misconduct is compounded by the nature of the allegations here, given the gravity of a claim of sexual assault of a minor and the likelihood that its public airing would harm Mr. Carter's reputation and inflict emotional harm on third parties like his children. An ethical attorney would have conducted an especially thorough pre-filing investigation of plaintiff's claims. But that is not the course Mr. Buzbee chose to take, and at a bare minimum, an ethical attorney would have immediately withdrawn the obviously false allegations and reconsider whether he or she has a reasonable basis to proceed with the suit in light of the numerous holes in plaintiff's story uncovered by NBC News. Mr. Buzbee, however, had inexplicably declined to do so. That is deeply unethical behavior that warrants a judicial condemnation. For the foregoing reasons, Mr. Buzbee's failure to conduct anything close to a reasonable investigation of the claim here violates Rule 11. Rule 11C1 permits the court to impose an appropriate sanction on any attorney, law firm, or party that violated Rule 11B or is responsible for the violation. Several considerations favor a serious sanction here. First, Mr. Buzbee's Rule 11 violations are extreme. He apparently did not conduct even a rudimentary inquiry such as consulting publicly available sources and asking plaintiff and her father basic questions about the narrative. Not only does he concede that he failed to fully vet plaintiff's allegations before signing the complaint or amending it to name Mr. Carter, he also sought to place blame for his shortcomings on unnamed lawyers who allegedly referred him the case but did not sign the complaint. That excuse is insufficient, as Mr. Buzbee should have known. Mr. Buzbee is the lawyer who signed the pleadings in violation of Rule 11. They were not signed by the lawyer who he claims referred him to the case. It was thus Mr. Buzbee's duty to conduct a reasonable inquiry into the client's allegations. Such an inquiry is particularly important, whereas in here, plaintiff has no corroborating witness or evidence, purports to have told no one about the alleged assault over the last 24 years, and has made assertions inconsistent with publicly available information. When an attorney must rely on his client, he should question him or her thoroughly, not accepting his or her version on faith alone. The Second Circuit's decision in Levine is instructive there. The court upheld sanctions where subsequent deposition testimony from both the plaintiff and one of the defendants revealed that statements in the pleadings and other filings were provably false. In doing so, the Second Circuit credited the district court's conclusions that the complaints allegations were not well grounded in fact, and that plaintiff's counsel had ignored facts revealed through reasonable inquiry and perpetuated his misconduct through the filing of numerous memoranda well after his errors were revealed to him. That is precisely what Mr. Buzbee has done here. The court should come to the same conclusion as the Second Circuit in Levine. Second, Mr. Buzbee is a repeat offender. On October 14th of last year, he filed a different complaint on behalf of an anonymous John Doe against Mr. Combs that also contained easily disprovable allegations. For example, the complaint asserted that John Doe had never been married, but CNN reported the contrary. He was married, and his marriage purportedly ended after the alleged assault. That is information that any attorney could obtain during an introductory meeting with his client by simply asking questions about his marital history or how the alleged assault impacted his life. The complaint also asserted that Doe was assaulted in 2006 in the Hamptons at Mr. Combs' white party. But again, CNN revealed, baby, how is CNN doing more lawyering than Tony Buzbee, girl? But again, CNN revealed that the white party was held in St. Tropez in 2006 and in the Hamptons in 2007. Something Mr. Buzbee could have learned through a simple Google search. It was only after CNN's reporting of these errors, god damn, I did not even know, Tony Buzbee, my girl, a train wreck. And this is who people out here defending. This is who folk is out here goddamn offending. I am fucking streaming. Mr. Buzbee brushed away these glaring factual inaccuracies as mistakes that were made in the rush. Here we go. Okay. See, it's the telling of the truth for me. Rush. This ain't about integrity. This ain't about justice. This man has none and has actually admitted to not having none. Mistakes that he claims were made in a rush to file. Now, if that doesn't do it for y'all, baby, I just don't know how to help y'all. I don't know what else y'all need, baby. Y'all might just be stuck. Y'all might be part of the reprobate clan, because the man done essentially admitted that he is an ambulance chaser that takes no integrity and does not prioritize the truth because he's in a rush for a payout, baby. But that is precisely what Rule 11 prescribes. Rushing to get a complaint on file before conducting a reasonable investigation into his allegations. And he appears poised to continue flaunting Rule 11, given that he filed 15 cases in this court relating to Mr. Combs over the 2-month period following the unsealing of his indictment, and claims to represent over 100 other plaintiffs. Thirdly, adding to his original failure to conduct a reasonable inquiry, Mr. Buzbee now refuses to withdraw the FAC in light of the revelations by NBC News, instead stating only that he will search for corroborating data to the extent it exists. No corroborating data can fix the problem that virtually every event in plaintiff's narrative is contradicted by indisputable facts. And at any rate, even if there was some reason to conclude that the complaint could be salvaged, the appropriate course of action would be to voluntarily dismiss the complaint without prejudice under Rule 41, while Mr. Buzbee determines whether the claims have a reasonable factual basis, not to leave a fundamentally defective and defamatory complaint on the docket, while Mr. Buzbee does the work he should have done before he commits suit. But snap. Snap, girl. Snap, girl. Snap for the goddamn kids, bitch. Fourthly, for months now, Mr. Buzbee has inexplicably declined to seek admission to the court pro hack vice. In the events since he initiated this proceeding, Mr. Buzbee has filed a complaint in this matter that was signed solely by him using an S signature, signed the amended complaint alongside Ms. Curis, adding Mr. Carter as a defendant, and noticed a motion for a plaintiff to proceed anonymously, accompanied by a supporting brief and a declaration, once again signed only by him. Most recently, on December 10th, 20th, and 31st, Mr. Buzbee filed letters again signed by only him. And though in his December 20th letter, Mr. Buzbee contended that he is admitted to practice in the Eastern District of New York and intends to apply for reciprocal admission to the court, he has yet to even interim admission pro hack vice, while his application for admission is pending, assuming such an application was even submitted, despite claiming to be lead counsel in this and other similar cases pending in this district. Whatever Mr. Buzbee's motive for failing to seek admission for months, it only compounds the misconduct here. Finally, the nature of the allegations here warrant sanctions. This is not a contract dispute or a patent case. This is an allegation of child rape. To sign a pleading accusing someone of such a horrific crime without adequately vetting the allegation, particularly when the defendant's prominence means that the allegation will be repeated in the headlines across the world, is deeply wrong and unethical. If lawyers do not face consequences for such a cavalier effort to destroy another person's reputation and inflict emotional harm on his loved ones, that tactic will proliferate. Together, these factors justify a strong sanction. To the end, Mr. Carter respectfully requests that the court dismiss the FAC and impose monetary sanctions against Mr. Buzbee and the Buzbee law firm. He cites case laws to justify that. And a monetary sanction would ensure some measure of deterrence of this sort of conduct in the future. The sanction could take the form of reimbursing Mr. Carter for his attorney fees and costs incurred in defending this action. Oh, that would be a gag, baby. In conclusion, for the reasons stated above, this court should impose sanctions under Rule 11. Should the court conclude that an award of fees and costs is appropriate, Mr. Carter respectfully requests that the court direct the parties to confer regarding a briefing schedule for the calculation of that motherfucking award. Alex Spiro snap, baby. Alex Spiro motherfucking snap for the gods, for the kids, bitch. Alex Spiro did that, girl. He laid his case. He had laws, procedures, case laws, and baby, he used all of Buzbee's words, his own plaintiff's words against him, baby. He didn't even have to make up nothing, baby. I mean, there have practically been admissions about the factualness of this whole motherfucking ordeal, girl. I am shook, baby. And you know what Buzbee is going to reply with, girl? Not a motion, but another letter. A goddamn letter, okay? Let me get back into Pacer real quick, child. Girl, that was epic, girl. Okay, Alex Spiro, you're making me proud, baby. You're making me proud, bitch. Do what it does, honey. Okay, we want facts, baby. Not narratives. Facts, facts, facts. Justice, justice, justice. That's what we need. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get back into this docket because there's one more thing we got to read here. On the docket. Okay, that's the declaration of Alex Spiro. Okay, the motion for sanctions. All right, I think, well, damn, bitch. Spiro provided all the facts, all the exhibits. Okay, this is the exhibit sheet. I don't even think we got to go through this. Let me see here. Yeah, this is just the exhibit sheet, child, of him basically coming. I mean, he's proving his point, girl. Okay, all of these salacious headlines. Jay-Z grape accuser comes forward to NBC News, acknowledges inconsistencies, baby. Alex Spiro, girl. I know Alex Spiro is one rich ass man. Just off of ROC Nation alone, girl. Just off of Jay-Z alone, child. Okay, they got the whole damn interview transcribed, girl. Child. I am screaming. I am fucking screaming. Okay, these are where Jay-Z was, girl, with a big ass white tee around his goddamn head like he in Dubai with heathenistic jewelry around his damn neck, girl. Exactly how I'd be dressed in the year 2000. Okay. Oh, these are some interesting exhibits. Hold on, bitch. This is Jay-Z and Diddy together, November 7th of the year 2000. Oh my God. Jay-Z at the club, Lotus or Toro, whichever one it was. This is the 2000 VMA red carpet. Okay. Of course, you cannot see Little Miss Lopez because she was only there in her mind. All right. There's no Jumbotrons, as you guys can see. All right. Here it is. The barricades that Spiro is talking about, girl. This is inaccessible to fans. You don't see nobody between, girl. Even the media don't have access to the drivers, girl. Okay, you see police and security all up and through in front of the midsection, girl. Okay, there's a gap between Abraham's bosom and hell, girl. Okay, this is not accessible to the public, girl. Fans cannot just come running up to the crowds, up to the cars, girl. Okay, this is not no casual situation, baby. Okay, you need a media passes to even be in this whole area where the drivers are, and they only come to pick their ass up and drop their ass off. Come through, Alex Spiro. My God, today. And Teacher Tell didn't know none of this. Okay, here were those barricades, girl. The only place that Miss Lopez would have been had she been there, except she was in her goddamn living room looking at the Jumbotron known as her television screen, where this all happened at, child. Alex Spiro is snapping, bitch. Alex Spiro is snapping. Okay, this is why Little Miss Anonymity refuses to scoot her timeline up to Tisha Tell's 2003, because she claimed, girl, she watched Eminem perform outside the Radio City Music Hall, and this is the only time he did so is in the year 2000. Okay, she claimed she watched the ceremony from the Jumbotron, also known as her television, girl. Okay, this is why she will not accept anything that Tisha Tell is saying. She will not accept a goddamn thing that YouTube uploader is over there saying, girl. Okay, she was not 16, and this was not the year 2003, bitch. It was the year 2000, because in her mind, she was watching Eminem perform outside the Radio City Music Hall. Okay? It would never be 2003. Okay? This is him, girl. Okay? Doing his live performance outside the year 2000. She claims she witnessed this. Okay? And this did not happen in 2003, girl. Nowhere near. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Okay, let's see what else, girl. Let me see here. Transcript of video recorded interview. Okay, inside Diddy's freakouts with lawyer Tony Buzbee to Chris Hassan. Okay, they quoting Tony Buzbee, girl, with all his line and inconsistencies, child. Okay. Oh, I mean, Alex Spiro loaded Tony Buzbee ass the fuck down, girl. He is pulling the entire fucking trigger, girl. He's leaving this judge to have no choice, child. Okay, but to be fact oriented. My God, today. This is the MTV award show after party at Twirl, girl, okay? This is where they was while Little Miss Anonymity claimed she was at a residential property with a U-shaped driveway at a White House. Wow. Diddy and Jay-Z had paid performances and appearances at Club Twirl and Club Lotus, where they were all night long, all night. Okay, these are property deeds, girl. like Spiro said, girl, there was no home or property that was in his client's possession, and neither in Diddy's, bitch. Okay, this is another CNN article going over the inconsistencies of Miss James Doe's bullshit. Loaded. Lexus Nexus, baby. My God, today. Once again, all the properties that are in his client's possession, girl. And even if Diddy was in the business of renting places, the problem is he was not at a residential location, okay? They have verifiable video footage, photographic footage, and witnesses, baby, okay? Diddy and Jay-Z were paid to play at Club Twirl and Lotus, baby. And the witnesses already said, girl, that how long they were there and that there was no deviation that night, child. My God. So, girl, I don't know what to say, y'all. I mean, I'm just waiting for the judge. I think the judge is only allowing the case to kind of go through the rigmarole is because the judge is a woman. And I think even though she is aware of the facts, I think she doesn't want to come off as insensitive toward the plaintiff in this case, because this is a female and she is alleging she was raped, even though it is factually implausible. And she is special needs. And I think the judge also is being optically aware because this is a high profile case. So how the judge moves in this case too is going to be telling. And I think the judge is being very conscientious to just make sure that she doesn't come off as someone who could not believe a case just because the woman is special needs. I think she is just being optically aware and given enough space for this complaint to be argued from both sides before she finally dismissed it. But I think she was thinking about herself when she didn't just immediately dismiss this case. Okay, she doesn't want to get dragged by media. She don't want to have the Me Too movement coming up against her ass. She don't want to have the feminists coming up against her ass. She don't want nobody to be able to say that she didn't give equal opportunity to the plaintiff side to, argue her side. And I think what the judge really is doing as well is allowing Little Miss Anonymity to put her foot officially in her mouth. Because now that the judge has gave Alex Spiro permission to file a motion for dismissal, yes, optically aware. Now that the judge has given Spiro permission to file a motion, I think what the judge wants to do is let the plaintiff drag herself because they got to now respond to this epic ass layout. And if they can't do that sufficiently, and they can't do that with facts, and they can't reasonably speak to this big ass argument that Alex Spiro has laid out factually, then I think the judge, optically speaking, will feel great concluding a dismissal, because the public will be able to see that the plaintiff side could not contend and argue the argument against them. So I think the judge is really just leaving a lot of rope for Tony Buzbee and the plaintiff to hang themselves. And once again, she's just wanting to avoid looking like she doesn't believe women, or that she's being insensitive in a situation where a woman is claiming that she was raped at 13 years old. So I think that's really the only reason why there's enough space being given here. But this case is going to be dismissed one way or another. Jay-Z is going to be victorious. Jay-Z has other things to worry about. He got this whole paternity situation with Ramir. It is looking like he is the goddamn father. It's looking like what is looking like, girl. Okay. Jay-Z got other things, and we're gonna continue to follow all those stories, girl. And where he's wrong at, we're gonna hold his ass accountable, girl. And where he's innocent at, he gonna be innocent at, girl. We don't have no we don't have no stake in the race, baby. We here for the facts, okay? Wherever the fix lie at is wherever our verdict is gonna be at, baby. All right. So epic on Alex Spiro. A great turn of events for him to now get on the judge's good side, and he's able to do what he does. And yep, Tony Buzbee got his work cut out for him, bitch. Okay, so we're gonna be seeing what happens. According to the docket, they're going to give the plaintiff the opportunity to argue, you know, what they need to argue, and then after that, we will be getting the judge statements on whether she's greenlighting this thing through or not. So I'm going to keep you all posted. You guys already know what it is, honey. Please thumbs up on your way out. If you didn't on your way in, make sure you share. If you enjoyed yourself, girl, because we was working. God damn, we was working, baby. I did that whole 5-hour long commentary about Steven, Twitch, Boss. Then got up here, had to read all this damn shit, baby. Oh, God, I'm tired. I'm fatigued, child. If y'all appreciate the King's work, baby, okay, make sure that you guys show some love to the Cash App and PayPal. Shout out to my boo Mary. I got your epic ass child support check on PayPal, baby. Much love to you. Shout out to my baby daddy Deshaun as well for your epic ass child support check. If you guys enjoyed yourself, definitely show some love to the Cash App $Consciouztv, spelled just how it is here, or paypal.me/Consciouztv, spelled just how it is here. Email me alt@consciouztv@gmail.com, and follow a bitch on Instagram and Patreon at Consciouztv. I love you long time, and I will see you guys later. Peace.